Well, hello and welcome to a Thursday night live. I'm here with Gao. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good, good, good. Shall we get the housekeeping audio check out the way, please?
Sure, audio check is done. Successful, no problem.
Excellent. Well, a bit of a change to the schedule here, in so much as we're going to start Thursday night with the weekly update because it dropped 24 hours early.
Yep.
This is because there is a Maui holiday in New Zealand.
Yeah, and Maui New Year, public
Maui
holiday.
New Year, correct. And so they released it 24 hours early, so we will do the update 24 hours early. So, shall we get into it?
Sure. Let's.
Alrighty. This week we have Icarus Week 29 update Horde Mode. Pardon me. Our first variable event in Icarus, mine exotics and rewards from enzyme geezers while facing waves of aggressors. First thoughts, Cornet?
Variable events? Not sure what you mean with that, but hey, by all means. New event. Give me a reason to play and I'll happily play.
Yeah.
Even when there's no reason I'll play, you know that.
Yep. Okie dokie. Do you want to start us off?
Sure. This week we are introducing the Horde Mode, our first variable emergent event in Icarus. Randomly scattered throughout prospects and outposts will be enzyme geezers which reap valuable rewards, but are beacons for waves of dangerous foe hellbent on destroying them. These will also be available in your new 64 square kilometer Olympus outpost. We've also completed a recent engine upgrade and worked with NVIDIA to add more capability to NVIDIA Reflex, along with backtracking on a change we planned to implement this week due to some unforeseen circumstances. Have a read and ready up for the Horde.
Ooh. Sounds good. Let's have a look at the
Sounds World
image.
of Warcraft, doesn't it? The Horde.
Yeah, does just a little bit. Yeah. So there's
So there's a new event, and they also changed the an engine upgrade?
Yeah.
The Unreal Engine, and they worked with NVIDIA to add more capability to NVIDIA Reflex. So yeah, this being a major update is a bit of an understanding, I'd say.
Yeah, major update being the operative words there. I mean, my gosh. I was actually in another game when the download started. And about an hour later, I realized, oh, I actually shouldn't be playing this because it's affecting my download speed. And then I thought, am I actually going to be able to download it in time for the live stream? So, yeah, we were a bit on edge there for a minute or two, weren't we?
Oh yeah.
But we're here. Yeah, that image looks like like maybe a remesh of an exotics vein.
Does look like it. Well, kinda. The exotic vein is more plates of rock around it, and doesn't have these spiky things sticking out of it.
Yeah, but when I look at it, it does make me think of an exotic vein. So I
And the
like
color
it.
is different, and there is some purple
Well,
smoke
it's
coming
still purple.
out. And
It's still purple.
yeah, where the exotics is more blue.
Yeah, the exotic veins are blue, but the exotics themselves are purple.
Okay.
Anyway, semantics, my dear. Horde mode. Horde mode is here, and we couldn't be more excited to introduce our first variable emergent event to Icarus, complete with high levels of chaos, danger, and bountiful rewards. Good.
Sounds right up our alley.
Oh yeah, that
Let's go
sounds.
in, totally over prepare, and still die. And I mean, that's kind of our thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's becoming everything. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah.
It has been becoming everything of late. That's definitely agreed. Um, so we're going to start this off with enzyme geysers. Enzyme geysers are natural structures that are scattered throughout Icarus on Olympus, Styx, Outposts, and future biomes. Players can craft and deploy a vapor condenser on top of the enzyme geyser in order to activate the Horde mode. The vapor condenser can be crafted in the fabricator, so will require you to be high level. Well, at least we actually know where it's supposed to be crafted this time round. That's good to know.
Exactly.
um, yeah, going by that image underneath it, that's looking pretty serious. That reminds me of the endless stream of bears clip that we have.
Yeah, and of someone ordering epoxy and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Wow, that thing looks huge. I don't want to have to carry that in my back.
I don't know. Maybe it goes in your inventory.
Well, let's hope so. But I think that size, I don't, yeah, that's gonna have to be in
Well,
the end the end hotbar slot.
utility slot.
Yeah,
Well, the space extractor also is quite big once deployed, but when folded up, it ain't that big.
yeah. Okay. So, do you want to tell us what we do with the hordes then?
Yeah, we have to defeat it. While the
There's a
device is
surprise.
yeah, while the device is active, waves of aggressive creatures will spawn and charge the vapor condenser, with the intent to destroy it. If they happen to spot any players, they may choose to attack them instead. The number of players near the vapor condenser will also increase the number of creatures spawned to help the event scale with multiple players. In other words, have one person next to the condenser and another person in the distance. So less animals spawn, but the one in the distance can still shoot with, say, hunting rifle.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is the player's objective to defend the vapor condenser by any means necessary, as they deal with 3 waves of aggressive creatures, which vary in type and increase in difficulty. Each time the player defeats all 3 waves, the device levels up, and upon next activation, the level of the creature spawned is increased significantly, making each playthrough more difficult to complete. Good.
Ooh. Ooh, that sounds awfully like a challenge, doesn't it?
Yeah, luckily.
Oh,
I mean, if you constantly get like what 10 level 1 wolves, it's gonna become boring. But now at least each level is more difficult. So after you like, and when you're like, okay, we barely made this level here, we know we need to do more preparation for the next level. So it's
yeah,
giving you some added gameplay there. I like that.
yeah. It also what it does is it puts a cap on just how level we can go when it comes down to weapons and stuff. So
Yeah,
there's going to
well, we
be
can.
you're going to have to use other tactics as well, depending on
Yeah,
exactly what the difficulty is.
yep. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and yeah, we can see how far we can make it.
That'll be fun.
Oh
Hmm,
yeah,
looking forward to that.
definitely.
Okay, so reap the rewards. Upon completion, exotics will be deposited in the vapor condenser machine as a reward. This whole event can be repeated an infinite number of times, but the exotics reward cap is limited, currently at 3. After that, the rewards will become inert, and instead of exotics being rewarded, condensed enzymes will be rewarded instead. Okay.
Oh, by the way, for the people watching, notice how she lets me do the defeating the hordes, and then she's gonna go reap the rewards. Makes one think, right?
Well, I don't really see how you can say that because your paragraph's up next.
I just wanted to put it out there. Like now you know how she treats me. I have to do the hard work. I have to defeat the hordes, and then she comes in and she reaps the rewards, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway,
Well, tell us about the condensed enzymes then.
alrighty. There is new resource to Icarus, and they are starting the journey as an ingredient for crafting statues, which can be used as trophies in your base to show off your horde completionist skills. In the future, condensed enzymes may expand into various other special recipes.
Hint, hint.
Which makes me wonder, will you be able to bring these back up to the station? Huh,
Possibly. Well, I mean,
interesting.
think about it. They kind of would have to because otherwise, because as soon as you complete a mission and take off, go back to the station, everything that was on the planet, like your building and stuff, is gone. So if
So the
they're gonna
next
want to use them in
mission,
the future, then we have to be able to pull them back up.
uh, well, other recipes as in other statues or other nice stuff in your base. So basically, if you can't bring them up, then you want this nice stuff, you have to defeat a horde first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in addition to this, for the condensed enzymes, for the moment, completion of this event on an outpost will only reward condensed enzymes, as exotics cannot be taken back to the hub with you from an outpost, and would serve no purpose as a reward. Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Makes sense, because otherwise everyone is gonna farm exotics in outposts on the easiest mode,
Yeah.
and then they lose their value. So that's why you can't take them back up. So it also has no use of getting those as a reward in your outpost for this event.
Yes. Yes. That works for me.
Huh. And in addition to item rewards, we also reward a nice chunk of experience, around 2500, which also scales with the number of completions. That's about killing 2 bears and skinning them. So nice chunk of exp.
Yep.
Not really that much, but hey.
Any extra XP I'll take.
Well, you'll get experience for killing all the animals there, so.
Yes, that's very true. Although I do have to say that I think poles would be a very good idea in this instance.
I'm more thinking about stone foundations.
Well, yes, stone foundations as well. As
2500 durability, so put them over the thing and maybe a ring or 2 around it, is to prevent the animals from attacking the drill and or attacking the foundations covering the drill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we can do nice things there with stone
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah. We could even put fireplaces on the floor around it so that if they do run up and try to attack it, they put themselves on fire.
Yep, because
Mm.
stone buildings don't take fire, don't take fire damage either, because they can't be set on fire. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think a combination of stone foundations and fireplaces might be nice.
Sounds like a plan. Starting to farm, maybe?
Uh huh. Look
Or
at the picture here.
oh yeah,
Look, folks, this is me trying to defeat the horde, and Echo is the one making the photo with the tailor lens, obviously, just watching me getting slaughtered
yeah.
and hoping I
Sit,
last long enough so she can
sit,
grab the rewards.
sitting on my first pole, which is embedded right into the floor, whilst I'm eating I don't know, roast vegetables and drinking some water and going, hey, do you want a hand?
And drinking some wine and
Oh, there's
yeah.
berries over there.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
So,
melons.
I already can see how this is gonna play out.
All right. Well, I'm really looking forward to this. This is all
Oh
looking
yeah.
good. The downside to this upgrade is the fact that there is an absolute ton of changelogs. So,
Oh yeah. Very much. Well, we'll
so
we'll get to it. Don't
yeah.
worry.
So we best get cracking then.
Yeah.
All right, NVIDIA Reflex and engine upgrades. Would you like to do this one, or am I allowed to do this one?
Eh, be my guest. I don't care either way.
Okay.
I made my point already. And you proved it.
Happy to oblige.
Uh-huh.
NVIDIA Reflex low latency technology is now available in Icarus, providing the best responsiveness available to date. This new feature is one of many NVIDIA backend technical improvements we'll be bringing to Icarus in the future as part of our partnership with them, and will be available with your most recent NVIDIA drivers update. Echo typo there, but not to worry, we'll get past it. We have also recently completed the UE4 engine upgrade from 4.26 to 4.27, which will
Unreal
be,
Engine.
yeah, Unreal
Yeah.
Engine, which will be minor in its broad impact. Whilst minor in its broad impact, it's important for us keeping up to date with the latest technology and allowing us to stay cutting edge when it comes to Icarus's development. Unfortunately, it does mean a bigger download this week, as it's quite a big upgrade, but the impacts you will see with this upgrade include better stability, multiple engine nav mesh fixes, better frame rates, and overall performance improvements.
For Nvidia, that is. This is so AMD. Well, Unreal Engine is basically a GPU independent. So also, yeah, also for AMD.
Hmm.
More for Nvidia, of course. There is new Nvidia driver. But AMD should also see performance improvements, which is good.
Yes, yes. So yeah, they've been working on the improvement and the engine upgrades, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the prospector in the middle of that ring of wolves there, and I'm thinking, mm,
I'm thinking
I,
shotgun might have been better here.
yeah, I was thinking shotgun might have been better here. You're dead in 3 shotgun shells.
And maybe a couple of grenades since you're gonna die anyway.
Well, yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. You know, if you're gonna go, make sure you take them with you.
Exactly.
Oh, we could test that for science.
Well, I prefer not. I prefer to stay alive if possible. Most likely it won't be, but hey, we can always
Okay,
try.
well, I'll test it for science, but you have to be close by to revive me afterwards.
I'll be sitting a mile away on my pole, watching the outcome. Yeah.
Alrighty. As long as you come and revive me afterwards, that's fine.
Sure. I'll loot your body and then I'll revive you. No problem.
Thank you.
Uh, I'm so friendly today.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. Must be the weather.
Alrighty. So the remove from prospect button is here a little bit longer.
Yay. I already
Alrighty.
said last week, like, oh, they're gonna remove it. They better make sure everything works proper.
Yeah, I think that's your fault then that you jinxed them.
Nah, no, it's not my fault. Come on. I don't need a whole horde of angry Icarus players coming to my doorstep like, it's your fault we couldn't play.
Well, you said it.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
so seeing as you mentioned it last week, would you like to talk about it this week again?
Sure can do. So in the meantime, I'm updating my video drivers, the new NVIDIA drivers. So I have to reposition my windows a bit. Right.
Okay.
Last week we mentioned our intent to remove the remove from prospect button from the in-game menu, as its original intent was no longer needed. In a rather ironic timing, we experienced a series of outages over the following weekend, last weekend, oh yeah, which we apologize for and thank you for your patience while dealing with them. As a result, we have, how the hell do you pronounce that?
Reneged.
We have reneged our plan to remove the button while we test out the adjustments we have made to our servers. And to protect players' characters while longer, as we confirm these improvements will not put your hard work at risk. Good. Like I said last week, they better make darn sure everything works properly, as not have people lose their characters.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I would not be happy if I would lose my level 50 characters.
No. I mean, I was certainly plagued with Connect issues on Saturday. I could connect on Sunday though, which was good. But yeah, outages are never great. But I'd rather be down for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours than 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah.
So if they're having issues, I will just, you know, take a step back, let them get on with it, and wait until everything is resolved, and then say thank you very much.
Yep.
So next up, we have coming soon dedicated servers and decentralized characters.
Nice.
Well, you're the techie guy. Would you like to tell us about that?
Sure. So a major change in the future is going to be doing more to provide tools for our community to enjoy the game. Providing Olympus as a full outpost map, customization for outposts, and indeed this update with Horde Mode is about us working to expand on the concept of what Icarus is as a game and the community's role in shaping what it becomes. As part of this, we will be releasing dedicated servers in the future, and providing them is now one of the highest priorities on the team. This will serve many purposes, particularly in helping ensure great performance for larger teams playing Icarus together, dedicating the heavy lifting for hosting to a dedicated application. This is a very much requested function,
Yes.
and I very much like this. The question I have about this, however, is it going to be something you're in on your own hardware, or is it something you have to rent?
Yeah. Well, I guess as the further information comes, we will find out. But
Yeah, but I'm definitely
it's certainly an
in a dedicated
interesting
server.
it's certainly an interesting concept, and I'm intrigued as to how they're going to do that.
Yeah. Additionally, we will be continuing work on decentralized storage of characters and prospect data, which will open up more possibilities for modding and user-generated content, as well as forming your own communities around dedicated servers. We will continue to release more details in future updates, and extensive testing will be occurring with the community, as is custom with any of our large updates. Modding.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about what? Skin modding? So our nice first cohort Enviro suit with the nice print over the visor, which luckily you don't see from the inside, can be modded onto other characters as well. I don't know. What will be modded all? Behavior of animals? I don't know. Custom recipes? I don't know. Appearances? I don't know.
No idea.
Behaviors? I don't know. This is
Absolutely no ideas. But
something
I
we'll
mean,
have to keep following. Like, what is going to happen here?
yeah. I mean, the possibilities for that are absolutely endless.
Yeah, and yeah,
As you know from other games, but that's a
oh yeah,
surprise to me. That's a surprise.
Yeah, for modding you do need dedicated servers, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, way too much will be asked from the host. If the host has to do all the modding, all the modding calculations in real time, good luck there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need the dedicated servers for modding.
Yeah.
And many of the changes we make for this won't only benefit those using multiplayer, as the functionality will directly feed into those playing in the offline mode of the game. Won't be only benefit those using multiplayer, as their functionality of those changes will directly feed into those playing in the offline mode of the game. We also acknowledge the difficulty in maintaining balance for solo and multiplayer, and will continue to work towards better balance for both play situations. You can't substitute an entire team with one person. Sorry.
No. No. The talent tree just doesn't allow for it.
Exactly. Plus the time you spend. Like, if you do hunting and I do mining, and there's a solo player, he can't keep up with
Yeah.
gathering resources.
Yeah.
Add a third one grabbing wood, for example. Add a fourth one who is building all the time.
Yes.
You can't keep up with with a solo character, with a solo player.
No.
So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do this. Maybe increase the rewards if you finish a mission solo. I don't know,
Don't
because
know.
that wouldn't be an incentive to actually play solo player.
No. I mean, unless you have a dedicated solo player. I mean, I don't even know if you can use all your solo talent points within the solo talent tree.
Uh, there's 25 solo talent points at max and 60 multi. So multiplayer, we know for a fact you can't get all the talents. Solo, however,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure. I can have a quick look, obviously.
I don't see the incentive in reducing the number of levels that a solo character can have as opposed to a multiplayer character.
Also, don't forget, if you play solo, if you have both multiplayer and solo player talents, you can still play a multiplayer game.
Yes.
But have the people log in in a queue, so to say, not simultaneously, so everyone can benefit of their solo talents. And
Hmm.
I'm looking at the solo talent tree, and no, there's no way you can get all the talents fully with those 25 points.
Yeah, see that?
You simply can't.
That's it. That puts me off from playing. I mean, that's just a reason for me not to
Well,
play solo player. It's not
well,
worth it.
for example, one of my solo talents on all my players is the health bar,
Hmm.
right? It is quite useful when playing solo. Uh, as soon as someone else joins the prospect, that talent is no longer valid because it's a solo talent.
Yes.
Uh, but if everyone else leaves, like logs off or takes off to orbit, this talent becomes active again. So you can actually exploit this if you would be able to, like, for example, there are a couple of talents for increased yield from hunting, right?
Hmm.
You can get 2 talents, Savage Hunter, which gives you a 50% yield from meat and bones, and the other one for leather and fur. 50% yield. So what you could do is get your hunter, or the player which has both talents here in, do a lot of hunting to grab resources.
Hmm.
Then at some point he's like, okay, folks, I have a ton of resources. Now you can come back in.
Yeah.
And boom, instantly you have a ton of leather, a ton of bones for epoxy,
Hmm.
etc. So yeah, you can exploit these different talents actually. I'm not sure about it. But it is indeed always a balancing act for them. Like what go we and like how can we make it easy enough for solo players yet not too easy to exploit this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if they, yes, it is a game of balance, and I think a lot of that comes down to performance. And if they're going to have dedicated servers, then it means that the information can be stored not in one place.
If you play solo, you don't really have performance issues as such.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
And if you
I've never
experience
played
connection
offline
issues, you can
either.
always and if you experience connection issues towards their servers, you're like, okay, I want dedicated server for this. Why not play offline? Right?
Yeah,
You're playing solo anyway.
yeah. I've
So
never played it
yeah,
offline, so
no, me neither.
um, but yeah, I
Anyway,
mean, it's going to be
eh,
intriguing as to how they're gonna do that. I look forward to more information about that.
yep. But definitely the dedicated servers. I think I'm gonna like this.
All
Maybe we
right,
can set up slash rent our own dedicated server.
that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. Okay, coming soon. Outposts. Respawn location. Some have noted, both on the forums, Discord, and Reddit, how frustrating it is to try and enjoy the Olympus Outpost map when you spawn in at the drop location each time. We will be addressing this in a future update as a priority.
Yeah, I've seen this indeed quite. I've seen this mentioned quite a few times in Discord. Like you have this huge 64 square kilometer square kilometer map, right?
Yeah,
So you say you want to make a base in the desert. So you travel all the way to the desert, you start building, then hey, it's time for dinner, so you log off. After dinner you come back in, you spawn at your original location, so you have to travel all the way to the desert again.
yeah,
People like, why can't we respawn in the location where we logged off?
yeah. What's the point?
And
What's the
in
point in building a
the
bed and making a respawn point if it doesn't work?
well, it works if you die, but not if you log on.
Yeah,
And this is less of an issue in the small outposts because they are small. It only takes like a minute or two to travel there. But in the big outpost, you have to travel for quite a while before you get there.
yes,
And in the old outposts, so to say, the small ones, it's a tad annoying. I know, but not really an issue. Not the way it is in the big outpost.
yeah, yeah. Well, I can see why they're looking at that. Um, and just in case, we mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, just in case you were wondering why this patch is a day early, it's because tomorrow is Matariki, the New Zealand's national holiday to celebrate the Maori New Year. So that's why it came out Thursday instead of Friday.
Yep.
So happy New Year to them. Hope they enjoy it.
Happy New Year's for tomorrow. Oh, it's New Zealand, so
It's already
in a few
tomorrow.
hours. Is it already? I don't know about all those time
They're like
zones.
13 hours ahead of us, dude.
13?
Yeah, it's already tomorrow
Man,
for them.
apparently not. Phew.
Early hours
13,
off, but it's already tomorrow.
12 tops, I'd say. 12
Huh,
one way, 12 the other way. Is it 24 hours? So 12 tops.
well,
11 with
alrighty.
DST. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what the time zone is over there, but they're way ahead of us. That's all I know. So now we
True.
get into the detailed changelog. Now this is, I don't know whether or not you can probably can't see the scroller on the right-hand side of my screen, but
No, you can't.
we're actually only about a quarter of the way down the page.
Make it a third.
Make it okay, maybe a third. Okay, the rest is now changelog details. So,
Yep.
let's get started.
Yep. One thing to note, changelog now includes all changes to the project, so per project, not just one to the product.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Right, hey. So, by all means, kick it off.
Horde mode. They add biome-specific horde waves, not yet hooked up into level.
So you don't find polar bears in the desert.
That would make
Biome
sense.
specific horde waves.
Yes.
But apparently they are not yet hooked up into level. Well, I actually, when I was going through the patch notes earlier, I have the idea that these are like internal comments on tickets or on projects.
Yes.
Like they're not yet hooked up into level. I assume they are by now.
Yes. Yeah.
For the
Fixed.
developers among us, like milestones.
Yes. Yes. Points of reference and things to be done. They fixed up the Horde DT row handles on BP actors to represent what biome they're in and added function for updating this.
Basically, they added biome-specific horde, biome-specific animals into the waves.
Alrighty. So I'm going to group the next three together because they added new datables and entries
Data
for
tables.
data tables and entries for the new Horde system. They added component and logic for new Horde system and hooking up analyzer transmitter to use the new Horde system.
Well, actually, the entire row here is going to be horde mode. So yeah.
Yeah. So
basically, they added horde mode, and these are all separate subsections of horde mode.
yes.
And this is actually a change with the previous patch notes, the G.change logs, where you could basically say, okay, this is probably related to this is probably related to that. This here for the new horde, this is new. We have no points of reference.
Yes.
So sure, to be honest, we can go through them all one by one and discuss them, but we have no point of reference.
Yeah. So
basically, for most of the points here is, oh, they added the horde mode. They worked on the horde mode. They added something to the horde mode, but we have no idea what.
okay, so
Yeah, I'm not usually doing this, but I'm kinda questioning the use of going through all these points one by one.
yeah. So why don't we just read off what's been done, and because we have no points of reference, we can say, right, this is what they've done. We've said what they've done, and now we can move on because we can't compare it to anything because it's the first time we've read it.
Exactly, like the hooking up analyzer transmitter to use new horde system. The whole analyzer transmitter is new.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
horde system is new. They added the first pass of horde mode to the engine. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you did. I can't
Yeah,
really say anything about it.
yeah. Other than did it work?
Yeah, they added a new in-world user interface for Horde mode, which reflects the machine's statum, number of waves, progress and current wave, etc. Well, this is a component of this new Horde system, which we don't know anything about, which we can't
Yeah.
say anything about.
Adding inventory for hard rewards to the analyzer transmitter. Okay, fair enough. Thank you
Uh,
very much.
so basically, the vapor condenser gives has now an inventory, which gives you the new reward. Right? Good.
Yeah. Set up basic hard mode data tables so hards can be created and triggered, updated both in world user interface and interacted with user interface for vapor condenser. So it works with the current state of the Horde. Fine, thank you very much.
We added a couple of functions, completion unit inert and inert rewards elements to the Horde data structure.
Okay.
Hooked up some kind of multiplier, so each Horde which is triggered is scaled by the number of completions present on the enzyme geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this be above already.
Yeah. Adding new experience event for Horde completion, we covered that above.
So you get experience when you complete it, 2500.
Yeah. Horde mode now completable multiple times on a single node with multiplayer scaling the difficulty and rewards on each subsequent use. We did cover that above. Added ability for Horde spawners to spawn and pre-designated quest marker actors placed in the level instead of using a generic EQS centered around condenser location. Fair enough.
So they spawn at set points and not all around the condenser, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Added prospect difficulty and player count scaling to Horde spawning, Horde mode spawning. Well, that's kind of self-explanatory, and we covered
the
that
more
above.
players you have, the harder the hordes are going to be.
Yeah. Fixed issue where Horde mode could spawn in AI during wave than more AI during a wave than desired to go over the 100% completion progress limit. Okay, well, there was an issue. They fixed it. Fantastic. Change item rewards for Horde inert to be a single enzyme item. Alrighty. Horde mode in world widget user interface pass. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Wow.
So
They
change
added
the interacts around. So hold F now activates, and press F opens inventory. This is a more important one. Apparently, initially, if you press F, like key press, and immediately release, it already spawned, already activated the thing and spawned the hordes. Now you have time to grab the rewards, prepare for the new horde, and then activate it. Press and hold F to activate.
Okay. Yeah.
To spawn the new wave, which is good.
Yes. For me, it's my E because I rebound it.
Yeah.
Replace references to waves in the user interface to mention stages as to allow it to make more sense in terms of activating a machine rather than a game mechanic. Well, that makes sense. And added a 1 second delay between simultaneous horde spawns to spread out AI and reduce the likelihood of FPS frames per second hitches.
Yeah, you don't want the game to freeze for a couple of seconds as soon as all the hordes spawn in at the same time.
No.
So they spawn in one after another now.
Alrighty.
Meaning, hopefully no freezes, so you can properly start shooting.
Yeah.
Without having them having covered half the distance already. Because of this freeze.
Okay.
Good.
Added new getter function for spawned creature levels with a larger 0.5 times multiplier to increase the creature levels per horde completion. Now 25 through to 38 through to 50, etc. Yeah, basically, saying that the more times you do it, the more difficult the animals become.
They with a larger multiplier, so the increase in level of the hordes is now bigger.
Yes.
Apparently, they had a very slight increase. They increased this multiplier, so it's a bigger increase now.
Okay.
Making it more of a challenge to complete more waves. Good.
Good. Add character growth setups matching Jaguar for Cougar and Snow Leopard, so they will now scale with their level. Good.
So you don't have a Cougar Cup being level 105.
Yeah.
It is now a big Cougar. The bigger, the higher level, the bigger the Cougar and the Snow Leopards.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Fixed spelling on Vapor Condenser itemable, which is fine. We don't really notice the typos too much because we're not looking for them. However, tweaked horde waves, shorter delays for second waves, only additional bare
One
player.
additional bear per player.
Additional bear per player. Polar bears spawn at level 1, more hyenas at a time, numerous changes to make Scorpion Wave more difficult. Okay?
Cool, so we get scorpion waves, we get hyena waves. This is some nice info to have.
Yeah.
Well, not really useful, but fun to look forward to.
Yeah. We look forward to killing everything.
Yeah.
Fixed erroneous setup of Jaguar, which was getting its health and melee stats from 2 different sources, doubling its effectiveness. Okay?
Oops. Too dangerous Jaguars. Too high stats. They fix it, good.
Okay. I didn't actually think the Jaguars were too bad, to be honest.
These are the Jaguars, these are not the Cougars. The Cougars
Yeah.
in the desert are easy. The Jaguars in the sticks are more difficult.
Well, yeah.
Slightly, but still.
Okay. Multiplied base stats curves of Jaguar also shared with Snow Leopard and Cougar by 1.5 times. After dual stat correction, slight nerf to Jaguar, buff to Cougar and Snow Leopard.
Yeah, the Cougar and Snow Leopards, they were way too easy.
Okay.
We have said this before. Cougars, meh. Snow Leopards, meh. The Jaguars were a tad harder. They slightly nerfed the Jaguars, so they become a tad easier. But they buffed the Cougars and the Snow Leopards. Me like it that, because the Cougars in the desert, sorry, I laughed at them, and they already died.
Yeah, they're not challenge anymore. They were when we first got there, but not anymore.
Yeah, only because they were new and unexpected. After you killed the first 2, 3, you were like, meh.
Yeah.
Just throw a rock at them and they die. So they fixed that. They buffed them. Nice.
Good. Non-player characters will no longer leave blocking collision behind temporarily after death. Should make large groups of AI more predictable when fighting and will stop them running into invisible barriers.
Yeah, we have seen this before. You kill if 5 wolves are coming, you kill the first one. All other 4 are getting stuck behind the dead body.
Yeah.
They will no longer be stuck.
Good.
It made it slightly easier to deal with these large groups, but it wasn't really that realistic. So yeah, even though it's going to be harder now, I like this change.
Alrighty. Non-player character corpses no longer tick when the ragdoll simulation has settled. Significant performance boost in situations where player is surrounded by many dead non-player characters. NPC corpses that come into the net relevancy will now use the host's cached ragdoll pose instead of having the client resimulate their own. This should further reduce cases where dead NPCs fall through the world, especially when returning to the carcass from far away.
So an animal, you killed an animal, it finished the ragdoll, it came to a halt in a certain position, and it was recalculated over and over and over again, this fixed position. It now uses a cache position, so the game no longer has to recalculate the pose and position of the dead animals, which is going to be a huge improvement indeed, especially when there are a lot of corpses around.
Yes. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And last but not least on this section, we have don't reward exotics on outposts as they cannot be taken back to the HAB from an outpost.
Again, to prevent people from mining easy exotics in outposts, thus devaluating the value of the exotics.
Yep.
Good. Apparently, initially when they started testing this, I assume internal testing, apparently initially you in Outpost also got the exotics as a reward. And then they realized, yeah, but hey, wait a minute, it's no use to give exotics as a reward since you cannot take them up. So let's just remove the exotics as a reward.
Yeah.
Well, it does show you that they do testing internally.
Mm-hmm.
For all the people like, why aren't you testing stuff? Well, they are doing tests. Sometimes things slip through the test, but hey, they are doing tests.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
some
Okay.
hidden info in this line.
Yeah. I'm kind of skimming here to see if we can pull the important bits and ignore the rest. I think one of the important things here is they added geyser enzymes to Outpost 2, 3, and 5.
Well, the second point already added 21 enzyme geysers. Like you have now the fixed possible spawn locations of exotics. Apparently, you also have fixed enzyme geyser locations, possible enzyme geyser locations in Olympus, 21 of them.
Yeah.
So somewhere in one or more, I have no idea. Of course, we haven't done it yet. One or more enzyme geysers in one of these 21 locations. So there will be 21 possible spawn locations for enzyme geysers. This is how I read this point.
Okay. Good, good, good. Add to that
And
the fact that they put them into the Outposts 2, 3, and 5, which I'm assuming are the original Outposts.
I assume so, yeah. So they added some, some meta geyser VXF added periodic explosions. Cool. We're gonna hear a big boom, or we're gonna see a big plume of smoke. I don't know.
Sounds good.
Could be nice.
Okay.
A whole lot of bullet points about functions and parts of the whole enzyme geyser stuff.
Yeah.
Again, we have no points of reference, and again, this looks like some internal milepoints slash error reports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
fix effects not restarting when vapor condenser is destroyed. This looks like a bug report which say fixed. But
Yeah.
anything that says added this or added that, that looks like a milestone.
Yeah. This one here, an enzyme geyser now goes inert after a certain amount of activation completions so that the high value reward is not limitless.
High value reward being exotics. So after 3 completions, each completion takes 3 waves. So after 9 waves, you will no longer get exotics, but you'll start getting the enzymes.
Yes. Or you'll only get the enzymes. So
Yeah.
I'm just
So there was something here about they changed the name from vapor to vapor. No idea how you pronounce those two different. One with OU, vapor, and one with an only an O. And if you check at the points here, sometimes you'll see vapor with an O, sometimes you'll see vapor with OU.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, I mean that's a
Queen's
spelling
English
thing.
for versus American English.
Yes, yes,
Potato,
that's it.
potato, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I think the penultimate one is very relevant. It says that they put 23 enzyme geysers in sticks.
So 21 in Olympus, 23 in Styx.
Yes.
And I assume but again, we don't know, we haven't done it yet. I assume 23 possible locations and not
Yes.
23 geysers in total
No,
every single time.
yeah, I would have said, 23 possible places.
But
Okay.
again, we'll have to play to see.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. The analyzer. I think we can pretty much just skip that for right now because that's just to do with
Yeah,
how you get the stuff out of the ground.
I
So,
reckon. Yeah.
so we
So
will.
basically the same as the as we said about the enzyme geyser and about the horde mode. The analyzer looks to be the vapor condenser, which you use to get the enzymes out of the ground. Again, this is something new. We have literally no points of reference.
No.
For example, there's one redesigned the widget active state, right? So apparently they had some active state and they changed it around, they changed some textures, whatever, something like that. Since we haven't used the original one, we can't say anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when they
Things
introduce
like
new
that.
stuff, it's good, but because of the fact that we haven't used it, we have no idea how it works or what it's relevant to or anything like this. Really, when they bring us new things like this, we actually can't talk about them because we have nothing to talk about. We've
Yeah.
never done it.
And again, this definitely looks like something from their internal list of tickets.
Yeah.
Their
So
their milestone list. So not really uh, adjusted for info towards players.
yes.
You'll see a couple of those things later on here as well. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, should you be putting this out already? Versus should you putting this out at all? But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, we've got other additions, change, and fixes, which is fine. I think we are just going to pretty much jump that entire lot.
No, actually,
Well,
this is the
is there
one. These are the ones we better go through one by one.
okay,
There are
let
a
me
couple
just
of
have a quick scan
very
down.
interesting points in here.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, there are a lot, I know, but there are a couple of very interesting ones there.
Alrighty. Can we pick them?
Uh, just go one by one, and if you can't say anything about it, we go to the next one.
Alrighty. So we're adding radar pulse for central scanner used in the Outpost unlock mission, adding blueprint implementation and audio.
So you can now craft the central scanner. This is actually something I've seen on Discord as well. Like, hey, those quest items, if they get destroyed or you lose them somehow, you can't complete the mission no more because you can't craft them.
Yes.
Apparently, for the radar pulse thingy, for the central scanner, they now added a blueprint, so you can actually craft the thing if you lose it.
That's a good
Yay!
one.
Yep. Because
That's a
I've seen
really good
multiple
one.
people complain about it, like the mission device got destroyed. Now I can't complete the mission anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I think when it comes down to any missions with items like that, it should be possible to craft them, even if it's only for that one
Either
specific
craft
map.
them or have them respawn in the spawn point. Like on sticks, you take out the portable beacon and the scanner from your dropship. Within seconds, a new one is in there.
Yes.
They could have done the same for missions.
Yeah.
But in this situation, they decided to, you know what? Here's a blueprint, go craft it. And I'm fine with that. It'll just take some materials, so you might have to go a bit higher in tier than you initially wanted to.
Yeah.
But hey, it's your own fault, you shouldn't have lost your mission item.
Yeah. Added new highlightable entry for caveworm nest used in Gossamer mission. You've spoken about wanting to do that for a couple of weeks now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With name, description, and assigned in active blueprint.
So yeah, we all have to do that mission there to see what all is in the mission now. We haven't done the mission, so we don't know anything about the old state. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Rename Rustic Detour Crafting Bench to Rustic Decoration Bench so it fits better on the UI user interface. Yep, absolutely. I
Yeah,
mean, if you
the name
can,
was too long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Added DT validation for deployables which don't have focusable set.
Things like radar and stuff. No focusable set, so you can put them down anywhere. And they added some validation there. Not sure what the DT stands for.
Don't know.
Well, let's just say it was necessary to add this, so they added it. Good.
Okay. Removed seemingly erroneous radar deployable define on dropship in item static and improved DT validation to exclude special case animal carcasses.
Most seemingly erroneous rather deployable. Found on dropship. Item static. So some kind of function definition, which seemed to be erroneous, and they removed it. I don't know. Again, there was a reason for it, and they did it. Good.
Yep. Added numerous client strings for user interface elements so they can be translated accordingly, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for people who don't play the game in English.
Yeah. Added bronze elephant statue to project. Oh, we really
Isn't
needed
this
one of
where
them,
you
didn't we?
need? Yeah, but isn't this where you need these enzymes for?
Yeah, that's the. I think that's there's. There's a statue you've got to do with the very first ones. I do know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
So yeah, either that or it's just a new statue, and then we have to make it anyway. So
Yeah. More elements to the bear cub audio.
this must be sticks.
Yep. I hope they sound cute.
So you hear a nice cute sound before they maul you to death.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least they can kill you with a smile on your face. Oh,
Okay.
cute.
Exactly. Oh, what a cute cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can somebody come and res me, please?
Yep.
Okay. DCO statue buffalo stone mesh material and textures. I'm assuming that's an improvement.
Yeah, some of the statues. I don't know. They had a couple of similar points in last week's patch notes. You
Yes.
remember?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Just let's consider this an FYI.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to do the next couple?
Sure. Adjusted the mud footstep to be more appropriate in volume. Also put a spatializer on it, which was missing. So the audio function for if you walk through mud, the audio was too loud and it was missing some kind of spatializer, which they added. Bit of audio tweaking, good.
Good.
Here's one. When an online project save occurs, we now also trigger a local save, which caches out the prospect blob data locally. So we have save files with players' prospect progress saved locally when the backend server goes down. This can be used in the future to restore a state if required. Files are saved to the saved/online backup folder. So, during last week's connection issues, people who were in game had to wait for hours and hours before the state could be saved, as not to lose their progress.
Yes.
And a lot of people complained about this. They fixed this now by adding a local save location. So
Yes.
next time there are connection issues, you're like, I have to go to dinner, I have to go to work, I have to go to bed, I have to go to whatever. You can say, okay, I can exit even though there are connection issues because the state will be saved locally.
Yes.
This is a huge improvement.
Yeah, it'll be saved on my computer, and that means then that when I connect and my computer connects back up to the server, my computer just updates the information back to the server and it will update the files on there.
Yeah, and again, you don't have to wait for hours on end for connection in order to get your status saved, in order to not lose any progress. This is
Yeah,
huge.
that sounds like a really large one right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
Alrighty.
they deleted some unused prospect image. Well, it'll make the game size slightly smaller, so hey, kudos for that.
Yep.
They set up some overlap triggered version of basic audio objects. Okay, FYI.
Okay. Yep.
And it might be connected with the next one. Icarus ambient sound and overlap audio components. The actor and component audio emitters with inbuilt overlap triggers. Yeah, again, nice to tell me, but I can't really do anything with this info. So FYI.
Yeah, I think that also can be applied to the next two.
The next one definitely remove some audio listener collider from the BP Icarus player character survival. They replace it with a dedicated audio listener collector placed on a new native base class, Icarus player camera manager. So they did something with audio settings under the hood.
Yep.
And they removed some old unused audio emitter version. Which is good because you don't have to install it on the clients anymore.
Yep. They've
Next
increased.
one. Yeah, go
They've
for it.
increased the weight of the crystals gathered in the Nightfall mission, as multiple stacks can be carried of multiple stacks of the can be carried of these to increase possible time travel if required.
Travel time. Time travel is something completely different.
Yeah,
You can use time travel to reduce travel time, true, but
that would be nice.
well,
Sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
Einstein says it should be possible to time travel. But hey, you need a DeLorean to go like was it 84 miles an hour?
86, I think.
I don't know anymore. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah. Oh
Anyway,
no, it was. Oh no, the magic number was 88, I believe. 88. But
they increased the weight of these crystals. When we did this mission, we each took what 3 stacks.
yeah,
So as soon as they started to the stacks started to run low, you could combine the stacks. So you kept more in the end. So now they increased the weight of these crystals, so it's a tad harder to do this. Because we still had tons of crystals left when we reached the thing.
yeah,
So yeah, no problem. No problem.
yeah.
It was easy enough anyway. For us it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only way around that would be to have one person not carrying anything, and then the other individual carrying basic stuff like a shelter or something like that.
Yeah,
So that you can one person can carry two stacks and the other person can still carry one stack and you can still combine them at the end.
exactly. So yeah. Again, it was easy enough for us
Yeah,
when we did the mission.
yeah,
So yeah, making them heavier is not really that big of a deal. It shouldn't have been that big of a deal for us.
yeah. Okay. They ensured all billboard textures are using correct optimized texture settings.
So apparently
Nice.
some textures were still using the unoptimized settings. They changed it to so they use the optimized ones, which is better for your performance. Yay, I'm
Yep.
happy.
Which is linked to the next one, which says removed unnecessary references and materials causing more texture loads.
Yeah, good. More performance improvements. Me like it.
And that is also linked to the one underneath it, where they fix expensive lossless compression settings on some textures that don't need it.
Better in performance. Me like it.
Yeah. Okay. Got a
So
lot.
they moved some assets out of dev folders. Tad of an
Okay.
oversight of them that they haven't done this before. Apparently I haven't looked at the whole folder structure of Icarus. But
No.
apparently there are a couple of folders named dev, and some assets were out of development into production and they hadn't moved the files yet, so they did it now. Bit of an oversight they didn't before, but for the players this is more cosmetic.
Yeah.
So they deleted unused and expensive assets. Again, performance increase. Yay.
Mm-hmm. Fixed missing icon on rustic decoration bench recipe set DT. Okay. So
Was
there
there an
was a
icon missing? I don't recall.
don't know how often do we use the rustic bench? Not very.
Exactly.
Although we did use it a couple of weeks ago. Somebody wanted us to make
Uh,
candles.
last week?
Well,
Did we do it
yeah,
after last week? After they added, after we thought they added more statues to the bench, which they
yeah, I
did.
think we did. We put candles up around the place.
Yeah,
Well,
you put them up,
somebody,
and I ran around with a fireworker, putting them out again, things
yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah, because one of the peeps had said, "Oh, they'll set all your stuff on fire."
Which it didn't, by the way.
Okay, fixing issue where the deployable and deployable setup data tables had unsaved changes and referenced the wrong rows, preventing the build from compiling and failing build validation.
Again, should this be in a patch notes?
Mm,
This is an internal fix. They had some unsafe changes in some data tables, which caused the build validation to fail. They fixed it. And after
nice.
that, the build validated again and they could deploy it.
Yeah,
Again,
okay.
do you need to put it in the patch notes? In my opinion, not really.
Yeah. I'm going to highlight the next four. I'm not really going to go into them because we would put that into exactly the same bracket as the one above.
Not really.
No?
No. The first one, yes. When did you ever run into this? Nah. The other one, the fixing a typo in some start description so it makes grammatical sense. This might be in the code, so nothing for us. However, the other one, fixing cooking station having the concrete or the sound deploy sound. Concrete or stone deploy sound. They change it now to heavy wood deploy. This is something you noticed, could have noticed before and can notice now.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
The next one,
Yeah.
on the other hand,
It's
some
just, yeah, it did sound like you were putting up a stone wall.
yeah, no, it is some heavy wood object sound.
Yeah. Okay. Can't lump that in with the rest. That's for sure.
So the next one, however, fix some compile error. Nice that you put it in here, but not really useful.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Fixed
fix,
frag and
yeah.
smoke grenade physic assets caused stretched visuals when rolling on the ground after being dropped, not thrown.
So they basically changed the visual behavior of those grenades.
Yeah. Kind of saddened I didn't use them more often now.
Yeah,
Could have got some good clips with that.
maybe, yeah.
Oh well. They fixed it. We like it.
Exactly.
Alrighty, next up.
They fixed server unit tooltip used in Nightfall mission. So apparently the tooltip you pop up was either wrong or had an error or had a typo or whatever, and they fixed it. Good.
Okay. Fixed up special
So
deployable DT errors with dummy content to pass validation checks. Again, that can, be linked
should,
to
in my
one of the ones
opinion, not.
above.
Yeah, in my opinion, shouldn't even be in the patch notes. This one.
Yeah.
The next one, however, so increase the calming presence aura range to match what is written in the talent description. Calming presence might be like less likely to be detected or more stealthy or so whatever.
I think that's the
Uh,
one where if you're in a
so
certain range of a player, you use less oxygen.
also possible. So the area of effect, the aura, was less than being stated in the description,
Yeah.
which they now fixed. Now they now it is actually having the proper 20 meters range.
Well, that's good because whenever anybody had that, I think that's the one to do with the O2 usage. But you literally had to be running right next to the individual who had the talent in order to benefit from it.
Yeah.
As soon
So
as
they
you went
increased
round different sides of a rock, it would go away.
so they now increased the range from 5 to 20 meters to match the actual talent description.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
You should read the next one, seeing as that's up
They
your alley.
updated the game meat to correctly be called gamey meat, as all our meat is game meat. And let's assume they're not talking about meat in game.
Yep.
And this specific meat is gamey. They're more talking about game like the animals.
Yeah.
So they changed the description there. It's no longer called game meat, it's called gamey meat, which makes sense. Because yes, indeed, all meat was game meat. All
Yeah.
meat came from games, so yeah,
Yeah.
all meat was gaming meat. They now fixed that. Good.
Alrighty, this next one's quite a big one too. Fixed crafting speed of devices being calculated incorrectly.
Which devices is my first question.
Yeah, now is it the crafting speed of making the devices, or is it the crafting speeds with which the device makes things?
Being calculated, the crafting speed of device, crafting speed of device, I don't know, one of the two, whatever. Question is, has it become longer or shorter, or is it longer for this, shorter for that? I don't know.
Don't know. But it's linked to the one above it, which says fixed crafting timer not using correct crafting duration. Is
Yep.
that not just the same way of saying exactly the same thing as right above it?
Kinda, yes.
Okay.
I looked up the calming presence. Indeed, it's a talent in the survival exploration tree.
Mm-hmm.
Calming presence reduces oxygen consumption for allies within 20 meters.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
so you were right.
Good, good, good.
Okay. Right. So they adjusted all crafting recipes after code change to keep current crafting speeds the same. So they did some code change, probably having to do with the above 1 or 2 points, but
Yeah.
they kept the current crafting speeds the same. This is good news,
Okay.
mainly.
Yeah.
Except when you're like, why is it crafting so slow? Well, it's still slow.
Yeah,
At
because
least it won't be
it's
slower. It won't be faster, but at least everything else won't be slower either.
yeah. Why is it taking so long to make concrete mix? Because there's no water attached to it.
Exactly.
Okay, fix materials on destructible mesh for electric
Hold on.
deep drill.
You skip one. Tooltip. When hovering over potential prospects in Prospect Browser, now show correct number of random and exotic rewards given. It was showing you 0, 0. So you hover over a prospect, it's told you get no rewards basically, right?
Okay.
And if you then click the mission, it gave you the actual rewards. Now, if you hover over it, it already shows you the correct rewards. So it makes it slightly easier to look for a well-paid mission. You only have to hover over a mission to see the rewards. You don't have to
Yeah.
click the mission and have Soul blab in your ear all the time.
Yeah.
Last week I already said, and when they said we added this, I said, hey, but everything is showing 0. They now show the correct values.
Yes. Good, good, good. Okay, could you do the next 3 or 4? I do need to have
Yeah,
a quick bio break. Thank you.
so they increased the pool size back to 6,000 and increased the VT memory pool size back to 256. After 0.27 upgrade, changed back to Unreal Engine default. So earlier we talked about them using the new Unreal Engine 426 to 427. Apparently this resetted some settings or set it back to lower settings. This is graphical settings which can and most likely will impact your performance settings. So if you had any custom settings for performance, make sure you revisit them. Although I'm looking at my machine, at my game, my texture stream pool size is set to 4500, which I believe I set custom to that. So, but still do have a look at those values. Basically, have a look at your graphical settings to make sure they're all still where you want them to be in order to get the best performance. Some build issues. They were mentioned above, like this prevented the build to validate. That's prevent the build to validate. They fixed them. Nice, but why is this in the patch list? They merging the 4.27.2 engine upgrades to trunk, say to a branch. Thanks, but you already kinda said it. But apparently they now merge it to like a release branch.
I are back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Modified make setup to run if VENV after to avoid soft lock. They fix make setup so now VENV doesn't activate after installing those two. Thank you for telling me, but I can't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
And the same for the next couple, like adjusted how make setup works to see if it fixes build issues. You shouldn't be putting something like this in your patch notes to see if it fixes issues. Come on, these are patch notes.
Yeah.
Don't put these kind of things in here. So they added make setup team city, which skips VENV since some team city jobs get stuck on that. Well, again, thank you, but not really useful. Re-uploading the extra for UGS because I think we lost them during engine upgrade. Really, you put this in your patch notes?
Yeah,
Like I said, this
this
definitely sounds like some internal ticket
memo.
names, some yeah,
Yeah.
memos, ticket descriptions, whatever.
Yeah, it almost sounds like minutes,
Last,
minutes of a
last
meeting.
minute, oh shit, we have to do the patch notes.
Yeah.
Export everything from fixed issues. Export description from fixed issues and put it in the patch notes. You shouldn't really have done that.
No. Well, unfortunately that is how it's looking. So, um, if we scan down and we'll just
Well, hold on. So the
can
prospect abandon button user interface pass. This is the one which is gonna replace the remove from prospect.
yeah.
We have talked about the abandon versus remove last week. So
Mhm.
yeah, sure. However, now here comes a couple of very interesting ones. Implemented first pass of mount prototype. Committing missing saddle class from mount prototype commit. Fixed mounts not forcing clients into a third person perspective when entering saddle. Fixed bumpy camera movement when riding mount. You can no longer strafe left or right while mounted, adding head blocker collider to mount. Moving backwards on a mount is now 80% slower. Made Buffalo NMBP's movement start stop less glitchy. Fixed prototype mount damage source location being in the wrong position. Added fur to Buffalo mount. Mounts cannot play idle montages when not ridden. These things points towards we can ride buffaloes in the future, and they are currently testing this.
Yeah, sounds like you can tame them and put saddles on them and ride them
Yeah.
around, which would also maybe include the fact that
So
they can carry an awful lot more stuff for you, maybe.
now the question is this being put in here due to an oversight? Or did they deliberately put this in here as to make people curious? Because I am curious for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you're not telling me that being able to get a mount in this game is
Yeah,
is is not going to be a huge thing.
I'm curious and excited because they basically tell you here, hey, in the near future, I think relative near future, since we're already working on it, you will be able to ride animals, and the buffalo specifically is named here. So they are actually currently at this point testing riding buffaloes.
Mm, that's definitely interesting for sure.
Yep. And if you look down a couple more times, the mounts are being mentioned here. This could be an oversight, and like so, my initial thought was, Very excited. But should you have put this in here already, aren't you accidentally giving away previews? And then later on I was like, or is this deliberately and give you a sneak preview into, hey folks, we are working on mounts. You will be able to ride a buffalo in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look a couple down, like the was the fixed printing not working for mounted clients. Added very
Oh,
simplicity for mount behavior.
I
The
was gonna.
mount controller is now cleaned up correctly when a player receives control. All pointing towards mounts. Adding in previous riding posts for the rideable creature prototype. This is all about riding your animals.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one a couple of under the one that you were just reading there that said
Mhm.
added new bespoke AI growth and movement speed values for mount.
Yeah.
Fixed player being deducted sprint stamina cost when they try to try to sprint while crouching. Mount can now sprint and swim.
Oh yeah. And this is actually why I told you let's go through these. Because of this,
Yeah,
let's
these.
call it this sneak preview.
Yeah.
Be it intentional, be it unintentional, this sneak preview. This is
It's
what I wanted to talk about here a bit.
yeah, it's definitely got my intrigue going.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah, the
mean,
remaining points here is basically some stamina stuff for your characters. Whatever.
yeah, yeah. That wow.
Yep, I know, right?
Can't
And then
wait
we
for
have
that.
exactly. And then we have the art and map. Basically, they fix some visual things left, right, center. However, if you go all the way down, there are a couple of, again, looks like sneak previews.
Okay, how far down? All the way down? Okay.
All the way down.
Okay, I'm all the way down at the bottom.
Added RVT swamp water shader and textures. Added flow map functionalities for swamp water, swamp rocks, committing prototype and first pass work, volcanic rocks, committing prototype and first pass work. Added texture map for swamp landscape material. Whoo! I don't recall having seen swamp and definitely not volcanic
No.
things in the maps.
Oh, that might be a little sneak preview to the.
Again, is this an intentional sneak preview or an unintentional reveal?
Yes. Well. Oh, I can't. Oh, talks about swamps and volcanoes. Wow.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that
Like,
just makes me
are we
think.
getting a sneak
Oh,
preview into the next DLC maybe?
that's where my brain goes. That's for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, swamps and volcanoes. Wow. Can't wait for that.
Me neither. And yeah, the rest of this year is like basically, we can go through them all one by one, but it's basically, uh, we fixed and modified some visual things
Yeah.
and made it look better. Like we polished this, we added some texture there, and we added a cliff there.
Yeah. I mean,
Meh.
this being the first update of its kind, um, we are adapting how we do it because there is just way too much information to be going through each and everything, especially when you
Oh
consider
yeah.
we have absolutely no experience of this, so we can't comment on it to start with.
But yeah, like I said, intentional sneak preview or unintentional unintentional revealing of secrets.
Well,
That's
we'll find out, won't we? We'll just have to keep an eye on it.
oh yeah.
Um,
There's some
Yeah.
interesting things in this update. I'm not only talking about like which is currently newly in the Horde mode, which is definitely exciting,
Mm-hmm.
but also some intriguing info about things to come.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Can't wait. It's
Yeah,
getting these little teasers every now and again is just like, ooh, what's coming up next?
exactly, exactly.
So
So yeah, this kind of concludes the patch notes now, doesn't it?
yeah, I mean, like I said, if the patch notes are going to continue to be revealed in this way, then we will have to adapt how we do it.
Yeah,
Obviously, the more we experience, the more we'll maybe be able to talk about stuff. But it may very well be a case of summarizing each group rather than um, being so specific about it.
yeah.
So, um, however, I will say that in the meantime, that does conclude the update this week. 24 hours early drop. Happy New Year to the Maori of New Zealand, bearing in mind it's already tomorrow. So, hope they have a great time. It's been fun, Cornay. Definitely,
Oh yeah,
definitely
definitely.
some intriguing stuff coming up there.
Yeah,
Looking
and
forward to
but
trying this
yeah,
enzyme
but
geezer stuff.
definitely. But this does raise the question, since this is Thursday today. Thursday we play lower level characters. Uh, well, since these geezers are also on Olympus, we could go low level characters in Olympus mission. But these are geezers with increasingly difficult unlimited spawns of enemies. So in that respect, we might actually want to go for a high level character on an Olympus map to test out his new geezers.
Yeah, well, Thursday night is usually the sixth night character, but things have been swapped up on us, and that is out with our control.
Yeah.
Um,
So like I said, we could do the lower level character on sticks and still try these geezers out. But since these are, from what I understood, unlimited number of waves, increasingly more difficult. If you wanna, you might want to test this out on the high level character, on the level 50 characters on an Olympus map.
yeah, I'm thinking that would be the sensible way to try it out. I think so. Yeah, so we're going to swap Thursday for Friday then. So we're going to do Thursday tomorrow.
Yeah, the lower level
Six
character
lower level
tomorrow.
six characters tomorrow. We do always say that the update will dictate the following live stream.
Yeah.
And seeing as the days have been swapped round on us by the powers that be, then we will swap with them. So we will be doing we will be trying out the enzyme geezers for the first time in the live stream, which is coming next. We will probably take break until about 7. I have a couple of things to do. We have to decide which map we're doing, but we will be back shortly to let you know about that. How does that sound, Corney?
That's about 25 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think I can wait another 25 minutes before playing Icarus, before
Yeah.
getting withdrawal symptoms.
Good. Good. Because I still need to eat something so I can do
Nah,
that.
eating is overrated anyway, so.
I can get that done in the meantime. So until 7 o'clock, where we will be back for the live stream, it is good night from me.
And good night from her.
And remember, folks, it's a dangerous world out there. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we will see you in about half an hour. Bye.